Man, let's go, man. We're back with our first review on the channel. It's your boy Nemo. I'm along with my boy Rob Mill, and be sure to check us out on our Patreon. That's where we're going to be posting a lot of our exclusive content. All right, so today we got Future and Uzi. They just dropped a big project this year, and we're about to go ahead and discuss it.
And Huey's here too. I'm just behind the camera. I have a mic, so I can talk.
This year, Uzi dropped his Eternal Take project. He was calling himself the Baby Pluto. We confirmed that this is the Baby Pluto, for real, for real. Huey, don't you remember one time we played Raw a song with Uzi and Cardi, and he was like, "Who is this? Is this Future?"
I mean, Uzi's definitely the real and only Baby Pluto. I think that his style and Future style was something that it was bound to happen at some point. Like they were bound to just cross paths. The Pluto gimmick with Future, obviously he had an album called Pluto, right?
Yeah,
an album called Pluto. That was like his debut.
That was like his first album or something.
His first major label album, I think, was Pluto. 9th grade, I remember it. And then you had Baby Pluto, obviously, with Uzi. So it's a great concept for a collab album. Shit, all the world was waiting to see is if they could deliver on the great concept.
I'm really glad that they made sure that they made the sound a little bit more different from what we would have expected from them, but it still goes back to the roots of who they are as artists.
Have Future and Uzi ever made songs together at all?
Yeah, they had this one song back in 2016. Future ended up featuring on Uzi's project back in 2016. Uzi did a feature with Future back in 2016, and that was a really big hit. Hold on, let me try to find the name of that one because everybody knows that one.
I don't even remember that song. When you said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be like, yo, their styles are like similar enough to where they could pull off a good collab album, and I think that we needed this in 2020. We needed this kind of,
Too much sauce.
Too much sauce.
Oh yeah, too much sauce.
Too much sauce, right. So that was a big hit. So, I mean, obviously, yeah, like they're two heavy hitters in the game. Collab album was bound to happen. We needed it.
Yeah, it was bound to happen. And we actually ended up getting the Uzi Future project before the Uzi Cardi project. That's a little note I wanted to add in. But are we witnessing Future in his peak again?
Good question. So with that being said, I'm gonna just go ahead and just give like my general thoughts on the album. It was good. I thought it was good for the most part, man. I was not underwhelmed by this project. Nemo actually turned me on to it. Like I think it was the first person that like told me that, oh, this is coming sometime soon. I was like, okay, like I'll be definitely, tuning in to hear that, right? Put on the album, and just as far as just sonically, it's a really good album.
Yeah, I think it was a solid listen too, all the way from the start to the finish, surprisingly. There was a little bit of dead space, a little bit too much filler for my liking. Like you could tell that they had a lot of filler songs in there. The songs that they actually wanted you to pay attention to, probably like a song like Real Baby Pluto, those were the songs that hit the most for me. Those were the songs that felt like had the most thought into it as far as like the bars and how they wanted the beat to be, I guess.
Was there like a leading single for this?
Yeah, they dropped Patek and Over Your Head in like August or July. Those didn't end up being on the album, but they ended up being on the deluxe.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Usually with a single, it's like hypes you for the album, but
right.
I guess it hyped you for the deluxe.
Yeah, but this album was really supposed to come out in like August, and those singles were supposed to be like the warm-ups for the album, but since the album didn't drop, I guess they just left it off.
I feel you.
True that. I think that for the most part, like this album has 16 tracks. About perfect length. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just long enough in today's terms for an album. 54 minutes, not too long, but like I said, long enough.
It's still pretty long, but
long.
it's not too long, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's about what I would expect out of 16 songs.
Well, yeah, so 16 tracks seems to be like the sweet spot for this like subgenre.
For a collab album, I would say 16 is like good.
16?
Yeah.
16 for a collab, that shit might even be too much for me, but they pulled it off. It wasn't like it didn't feel too long or anything.
What would be the sweet spot for albums like this, like for a Future or a Uzi album?
Probably like 12 to 15.
Yeah, I'm about to say the sweet spot for like every album nowadays was probably like 12 or 15.
I feel you.
But this one, like, because there are two big artists individually, like it makes a little more sense why it's acceptable for it to be a little longer.
So I was gonna say, what is it about their sounds that you think meshes so well to make a collab album like this?
Well, I guess it's from the literal fact that Uzi is the real Baby Pluto, and what he says by that is you can hear that Atlanta artists in general are like a really big influence to his sound. And that's another thing I wanted to mention too. There were 2 songs in particular on this album that sounded exactly like what old Atlanta used to sound like, and that is She Never Been to Pluto and Bankroll. Those shits sound just like what Atlanta music used to sound like back in like 2010, 2011. Because Bankroll literally sounds like Natural by Young Thug. Have you ever heard that song?
Man, I don't remember. I have no idea. I probably don't remember. I probably don't remember. I probably can't remember.
Natural. Okay, the sample for Bankroll is very similar to the sample off of Natural, if there even is a sample.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting to hear the producer Brandon Finessin try to go into those like old Atlanta trap elements. So it's really cool to hear a mainstream producer just, you know, go back in time, just give us that feel, because like that's such a unique time for like an Atlanta person, you know. It just makes you feel a certain type of way. But
yeah,
anyway,
that's
going
a
back
specific
to
sound.
Yeah, the reason why they collab so well together, I mean, the reason why they mesh so well together is because it feels like they've mastered that auto-tune style, you know what I'm saying? And Future, he's just been, you know, the hook master, and then Uzi with his flow, he's just been, I guess, the master of bars for mumble trap rappers, I guess. When you clash the bars with a hook master, you know, that's always gonna be a really good song or a really good project to me.
I think it's the fact that they both like have this idea of being out of this world, like on some astronomical shit. And I think that since that's both a part of what they bring to the art form or what they try to make people feel like they are, to have those two come together for a project, just so I want to make you feel like you're out of this world, and so do I. So both of them coming together, just they, you know what I'm saying, they would aim for that because that's both of their aim. And like I think their styles more specifically are not even exactly alike enough, but they complement each other well enough to where like Future can like literally get on a track and start like rapping more so than Uzi. Uzi can rap, but Future's style is more aggressive when he starts rapping, as Uzi's style is still a little bit more.
Yeah, so Uzi's more saucy with the rapping.
Yeah, he's more melodic with it, right? And I think that's a nice contrast. Like when you have somebody who's more melodic and then somebody who can go to like the harder, more, you know what I'm saying, grimy sound. And I think that that's what makes the album work really well too in some spots. Like Real W Pluto, I think, is a good example of that. So I think that contrast in styles actually is what makes them a good pairing.
Did you hear a style of Future that you really liked in this album? Because like I said, it feels like in this album they kind of maybe went back in time to their roots a little bit. And I was hearing that with Uzi, but did you hear that at all with Future?
I mean, I would say he sounded just as strong as he did in his beginning. I don't know if he sounds like he did in the beginning, but he sounds, you know, like he didn't get any worse. He sounds like a more refined version of himself. Yeah, he sounds like he's just more secure in what he can do and what he's gonna be. Yeah, that's another thing. He sounds a lot more confident on this album, and Future is bringing a lot more energy than he usually does in any other track. Yeah, like Future, yeah, exactly. Because like back in the past, Future would just kind of be like zoned out on the track, just, you know, give his bars or really just give his piece or whatever, and it would just sound fine. But now on this one, it seems like he's actually trying with his flow. He's actually trying with what he's saying, or not really trying to like be lyrical or anything, just trying to be entertaining more than anything. And that's what I really appreciate from Future's side of this on this project. That's why I said, bro, we might be seeing Future in his peak again. We already know he went off in 2013, he went off in 2015, but this year he's going off with the features. Yeah. So
it's kind of it's almost like his sound a little bit. It fit the era that it started, like it came out in, right? He obviously started a lot of stuff, but it's like it was a little bit before its time. Yeah. Because it's crazy how well it fits into what we hear today. Yeah. It is what we hear today. It is what we hear literally, yeah. It is.
They can do their thing on similar beats. Like, they're not even like, because like my thing is Lil Uzi is, and I'm not like a huge intensive Uzi fan. Somebody might be able to tell you better than me, but from what I've heard of Uzi's energy is always something that you have to keep up with whenever you're on a track. Yeah. And I think that's what motivated Future to like really, like you said, try as best as he could. Because when you're doing a collab on with another big artist and you're a big artist, you want to bring your A game just naturally because that's somebody that you perceive on your level. So I think that the fact that like he knew that he was with a running mate that was going to be taking off, Future had to take off.
Honestly, bro, I think Future's collab albums might be the best of the trap genre. Yeah, because like, you know, the Future and Thug album, Super Slimy, that was a hit. Future and Juice WRLD, that was a hit. And Future and Drake, come on now, you already know that was a hit. Everybody was singing Jumpman.
Right, for real. So I mean, he's just, and like we said, he's a more refined version of himself, and I think that comes through on this project, and all the projects that he's been on this year, including his own, have been pretty solid. So I think that as far as like just Future and his skill set, I think that having a little Uzi to motivate him, and vice versa, was just probably like the basis of why it made them both go so hard.
Break down some of your favorite tracks. Like, what makes those particular tracks stand out in terms of just being like, okay, these are the joints. Like, you know what I'm saying?
My favorite tracks are Sleeping on the Floor, Real Baby Pluto, Bought a Bad Bitch, Lullaby, She Never Been to Pluto, Bankroll, and Moment of Clarity. So Real Baby Pluto, in my opinion, is the track that they knew would stand out, the track that they made to kind of be the turn-up track of the album, or one of them.
Yeah,
and I feel like
go hard.
I always leave this track feeling like Future stole the show. And that's because of Future's second half, when he just went off in the second verse. I think he had a bar, these bitches be hooked, call me Kareem. Like, that's fine. Like, that's fine. And his flow in this was crazy. He just was in the studio, and I envision him spitting this shit like, knowing that this shit is going dumb. He said it just like a hood nigga would who actually did something. Bitch, I maybe broke my toe.
For real. Damn near broke my toe, fuck around with that hoe.
Like, he just, you can hear it in his voice. He just know this shit is going dumb when he's saying this shit. And Uzi's part was good too. So to me, it's just like, there's no bad parts in this song. Both of them brought that A game just as a turn up, lit ass track. And my other favorite song is Lullaby, for all the opposite reasons. So I like the fact that Uzi was like basically just talking on the track, but talking like some real shit.
Yeah.
And like just kind of explaining his view on a situation with a woman. And like he's not rapping on beat all the time, which I don't mind. I kind of just like the melody of the beat, and just like his, like the way he went about creating the idea of the song.
Right.
Like, it's just like, yo, this is a lullaby. I'm saying goodnight to you because this shit is done with. And just kind of being vulnerable and kind of hearing him in a way that we haven't really heard Uzi like that before.
Yeah, I never heard Uzi use that flow. I would love for him to use that flow a little bit more, because I actually do really like that song. The only thing I don't like is the way it was written, because he even admits in the verse that he's kind of like going off topic and shit.
Yeah.
And like not really focusing on the topic. Don't get me wrong though. He definitely had some bars in that one, and I love the story that he was telling. Instead of like wasting bars telling us you're going off topic, just tell us what's happening or something. I don't know, bro. But that don't mean I'm not gonna listen to the song or nothing though, because the song's still fire as fuck. But next time you do use that flow and shit, I really want you to get in your bag with like just talking your shit, explaining the story. That would have made the song even more enjoyable than it already is. Okay, so the songs that I ended up adding are Marnie on Me, Real Baby Pluto, Rockstar Chains, Lullaby, She Never Been to Pluto, Off That, and Bankroll. I fuck with Marnie on Me because, like, to me, that's my intro song. You know what I'm saying? It's just a good way to open up this playlist of songs that I added. Real Baby Pluto, like Raw Mills said, like that's when they were just both on their shit. It's a different type of beat. Uzi, he's on there saying, "Yo, I'm really with this shit." And then Future, he has a really good verse. And then Bankroll, that's the one I told y'all sounds exactly like old Atlanta. So when I listen to that song, it reminds me of Young Thug, like old Young Thug. It reminds me of old Future. It reminds me of old Rich Kids. So yeah, I fuck with that song too.
One thing I want to do whenever we do reviews, maybe like a most quotable line section or something like that.
Yeah.
Do y'all have any most quotable lines?
Other than Future saying, "I almost broke my toe," and I like when he was like, "The bitches be hooked, call me Kareem." And that was fire.
That was fire.
And I'm sipping on syrup. I'm fucking your girl. I told her to ride it slow. That was just fine. Like, it's not the most complex part, but the way he said it in the context of the verse with the flow he had, it was tight. So those are my quotables. And Uzi's quotables, my bitch just think I'm having fun. I'm just cheating. That's very much a quotable. And that's why I think I like that song the most, because it's just like he just lays it out so I don't give a fucking deal.
Was that one song that
was Lullaby, yeah.
Yeah.
That was Lullaby.
The thing about that song is he was admitting and saying a lot of things that you wouldn't just hear in a regular rap song.
That's what I was saying. It's just kind of like,
he's just like admitting that he's doing wrong stuff.
And then Uzi,
But like not in a way where he's like hell yeah, I'm like he's just like yeah, I'm just
I
doing
just do
this, I'm
this,
just doing
right? I
that.
just do this,
Bro, I hope in that song, I hope he was talking about Britney, bro. Cause like I was wondering, how did that relationship even like go to shit or whatever? Like how did they break up? I feel like he's talking about that in that song. Is he?
He could be.
Could be.
And I have no idea how. It was. I'm paraphrasing. But it was something like, "How dare you tell them niggas about my stash box? I could have gave her an ass shot."
Yeah, he was like, how you dare tell? Yeah, I was like, dang, your bitch told niggas about your stash spot. That's where the
Jesus.
cash is at,
Man,
cuz.
can't
Yes,
do
sir.
that.
Damn.
So yeah, those are my quotables. I can't remember right at the top of my head.
Okay. What are some of the? Wait, first off, did this have any features at all?
Damn, it didn't have any features.
It did not have any features. That's a good note. It did not have any features on it. It didn't need any.
Didn't need any.
Didn't need any.
I don't think it needed any.
I don't think it needed any.
What, if anything, what are some of the elements y'all did not like in a more, broader sense, I guess, or just any elements y'all did not like, or what could have made the album better, if anything?
Just less filler, I guess. That's really the only thing for me.
Yeah, I can't really put anything specific like in my mind about what was bad about the album or it could have made it better. It was about as good as I could have hoped for. I
feel
guess you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They pretty much hit on all the cylinders we expected them to. So I can't really say there was anything I could think of that would have made it exponentially better.
All right, who produced it?
It's a mixture of producers.
I know Zaytoven.
Oh yeah,
produced Real Baby Pluto.
Yeah, Zaytoven's on there. He's definitely an Atlanta goat, so you had to get
Yeah.
him on here.
Well, we should definitely do a favorite beat, section. Like, what were y'all favorite? What tracks had the best beat?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the best beats for me, Real Baby Pluto, and She Never Been to Pluto.
I think my favorite beats on here are definitely Real Baby Pluto, Lullaby, Bought a Bad Bitch, Sleeping on the Floor.
Oh wait, yeah, I forgot to add that one. That's the song I meant to add.
Yeah.
What were the other producers you were gonna mention?
I don't know. Zaytoven and Brandon Finessen are the ones that I can identify on there.
Word. All right, so what would y'all rate the album?
So after listening to these 16 tracks, Uzi and Future, first of all, just some general closing thoughts. A good album. I definitely think y'all should do another one. I will listen to it. I think the both of y'all brought a good balance of energy to both. People say that Uzi outshined Future on this. I don't really see that. I think it was just an equal.
What people are saying that?
Yes, I saw comments, bro, saying that, and I think it was a pretty equal matchup here. I think that both of them brought their A game for the most part, and I'm going to give this album a solid 7 out of 10. It's a solid 7. Good tracks, some filler, but the tracks that I really like. So I'm gonna give it a solid 7. I look forward to seeing if y'all do another collab album, and I'm looking forward to either one of y'all's next projects individually. So it's a win.
Yeah, I would go with a strong 6. You know what I'm saying? This is a really decent project, you know what I'm saying? It resembles the trap times that we're in right now, and it resembles the trap times of yesterday. So as a music fan, as a trap fan, or a trap listener or whatever, this is a good project. A very solid collab. If you like trap music, I definitely recommend listening to all of Future's collab projects, because those are all bangers for the genre.
I think that when you have these two superstars with an album, the expectations are there. A lot of people let expectations wear their head down and they can't live up to them. Credit to them just for doing that as another tip. Just living up to the expectations and it not being bad. You know what I'm saying? It was a really good album.
Yeah.
It was a good album with some really good tracks here and there. Some filler, like it is, that's just par for the course.
Any last remarks, Nemo?
Future, you're the GOAT of trap music right now, I guess, or one of them at least. Uzi is finna be on the way. It's looking like. I was scared that this shit was gonna be mid, but it's not mid, so I fought with that.
Clutch.
Facts. And go check out the reaction video again, the 645 AR reaction video that your boys, Ramil, Nemo, and Huey produced for the Dead End channel.
Sup? No, I was just saying sup, because they can't see me.
Follow us, like we always say, on Instagram at Lowmid Productions and on YouTube at youtube.com/Lowmid.
We'll see y'all in the next review.
All right, gang shit.